Hey guys, welcome back. We're here going to do another Rate My Base episode. We're going to try and attack Arthur 7. It appears he has a lot of loot, so it appears he's probably online farming right now. We're going to do a real quick rundown of the hero. He's got a little bit of ice on his gloves now, so that will slow down the towers and slow down the units that he touches with his normal attacks. And then, oops, wrong button. That's not a bad roll right there. Look at all those pretty rare items. And then he has fire pauldrons, a little bit of fire shield there. So like I said, he's probably going to be online, because anytime you see over 200,000 in loot, there's a very good chance that that player is online. Because if they're not online farming, someone else is probably attacking them already, because they see a lot of loot. So we're going to take a real quick look at his base. Their game is saying that we should be able to beat him. He's got 2 trophies. He's lowish in the trophy range. He might actually just be drop trophies and, not actually that easy to beat. He does have a lot of firebolt towers. We've never attacked him before in the series. We don't know his exact placements. We're going through the mini-map here and these little indicators to try and test out. This right over here is the best spot for firebolt tower. You can see you can't hit it until you walk all the way around over here. So this is a really, really good placement for the firebolt tower. The only downside with what his base is, once you move down here, it's pretty much a straight rush to the tower. There's nothing stopping. So if you add like a barrier right here, probably too many spikes, so add a barrier right here, and then prevent the person from running all the way down here and destroying the firebolt tower. And then also adding possibly more towers up here to attack while they're trying to run down to the firebolt tower. Because I know personally I have to save my firestorm to use and hit that firebolt tower to kill it, because no other spells are really effective against him. So that's a great spot, but it's kind of easy to get to. Like, we just have to do a 10-second jog down there, and hopefully our hero has enough life. So we'll see how that goes. Typically when you get higher up, you don't want to have a lot of spikes. You want to start swapping those out for barricades and barriers. The wooden ones are a lot cheaper and easy to upgrade, shorter upgrade times, but they are weak to fire. And then the metal ones are very, very strong, but they cost a lot and they take a long time to upgrade. So it's a trade there. The metal ones you're going to have later on in the game. You're going to be using those at the end game, because they are a lot stronger. But for now, I do recommend trying to use some wooden ones, since they're very cheap, they're effective, and they can put up a great defense if people aren't using the Firestorm. And even if they are using the Firestorm, it has a 14 or 13 second cooldown, so they can't always, have it up right that second. Otherwise, the base looks pretty standard. The curve there will help his range troops, but it doesn't have anything here to kind of like block us from going. So the main thing that I see is this is just too open. We're going to go in and see how things work out. We're going to try and attack. We're going to try and attack with a Sword Rain, level 6, the Firestorm level 6, the Bladestorm level 1, Knights, Cannons, and Pyromancers. And unfortunately, he's online. So we're going to come back and try him later. So we're going to go and look now at Simoneracioppa. I'm very sorry, I don't know how to pronounce that at all. So, game saying was we're very, very strong compared to him. He's only a 1 trophy for us, 1,776 medals. So this should be a very, very easy win. He's asked for some help on his base here, and it doesn't look like he's used all his road, which probably is one of his issues. You do want to use all of your road up, or at least upgrade your castle gate more to get more road and to get more towers and to get more traps. So yeah, so you're definitely not using all your road, all your traps, unless the castle gate is very, very low level. So yeah, so definitely upgrade your castle gate, which is this guy right here. As you upgrade this, you'll see you'll get more paths, you'll get more traps, you'll get more towers. You don't always get it every upgrade, but for the lower level upgrades, you typically do get it every time you upgrade it. So it's a very, very good thing to upgrade. So that's the one thing that stands out typically. And then there's no like path together. Everything is kind of just its own little thing. So things can't take a lot of damage. He's put a lot of damage up here, which is an interesting setup. Because by the time you get up there, you're going to have a pretty big army of troops. So I don't know. It will prevent you from losing 100%. You'll probably lose like 90%, 95% most of the time, because people won't be able to kill all these towers. But yeah, I mean, you want to stop them before they destroy your tower. You don't want to necessarily let them destroy your castle gate and then just be like, oh yeah, I got 90%. You know, like you want to stop them earlier. So we're gonna go in and rate this thing just to get a real quick guide of what he's got going on. There's a lot wrong with that base right there, though. So bring out cannons in the beginning, and you can see I don't have to really even worry about my cannons dying, because there's no arrow tower there. There's not like anything that can hurt my cannon. So I'm able to bring out a third cannon now. You got to think more about placement of towers and placement of your road. You can't just like throw things together and expect like people to die. It just doesn't work like that. So we're gonna try and get 100% and take out the towers on the sides. You can see the cannons are gonna go and attack the corner ones and get those guys down. Now we're gonna have to call our tower or call our troops over here, and we'll be able to get 100% like that. So you can see a really easy base, mainly because it's not like there's just so much wrong. There's no long like curve that the road's together. You see how he has a small curve here? Typically you use a long curve, like make this road all the way down here and then curve up and then curve over, and then you have a big area for your ranged troops to attack from the other side, safe on the other side of the road, and pound away on this, you know, the side that can't attack them. So you use the road split as a very big barrier for your ranged troops, and it's very, very effective. So you want to kind of have a longish path when it's together, and so you allow your ranged troops to sit behind it and then also, you know, attack it from a safe distance. So really you gotta change up your road path here. And so I know it's hard sometimes with there's being ruins on the ground. If that's an issue, you're going to want to save up gems and take out 1 or 2 of the ruins as soon as possible. And then you're going to want to actually level up your castle gates. And then you're also going to want to level up your castle guard, so you'll get more waves. And then you'll get more of these guys, which are your waves. And in your waves, you want to put more... The first wave, you want to put more paladins, because the first wave comes out fairly quick. It's like right on top of the enemies. So you want to have a fairly good chunk of, you know, heavy-duty knights that won't die in a couple hits. And then your second wave, you want to have a decent amount of paladins. For your level, you probably want to do all paladins. We'll just show you here. So your first wave, you want to do pretty much all paladins and a couple knights. Your second wave, you want to do probably this setup. This is a very effective, very effective wave setup. And probably the most basic and effective at the same time. 4 paladins and 1 pyromancer. If you don't have 16 points, you take out 1 of the paladins, and you just keep upgrading these guys, because they're fairly cheap in the lower levels. You can see level 7 costs 1 million, but level 5 and level 4 is only like 200,000, 500,000, cheapish. So keep upgrading those guys as soon as possible. And make sure you're able to get, you know, a couple paladins and a pyromancer in each of your waves, and do it like that. And that will help you a lot to just go like that. Just focus on paladins and pyromancers for your defense. Once you start getting those maxed out or very close to being maxed out, you want to slowly start adding in, you know, ranged troops, archers, blasters, possibly cannons or mortars. But work on the basics of just upgrading paladins and pyromancers, and then upgrading the castle gates and then the castle guard to get more wave troops and to get more road paths. So those are the basics there. Watch some of the other Rate My Base videos and take a look at those and see what kind of base designs players have that got, you know, a good rating, a 9 out of 10 or 10 out of 10. Because currently your base is your base is really not effective at all. It's not going to stop hardly anyone. I'm actually kind of surprised that you're 1,700 trophies. That must mean that you're a pretty strong attacking player, but your base has a lot of room for improvement. So, you know, good job on the attacking and pushing your way up there. But you really get a lot more trophies while improving your base and making a better design there. So go check out some of the other Rate My Bases, the ones that have 10 out of 10 or 9 out of 10, and look for people around your trophy range, like 1900, 2000, and try and like copy their bases and see what works and try different things like that. But the main thing is upgrading those buildings, upgrading the castle gate, upgrading the castle guard. So the rating I'd have to give this base would probably be like a 3 out of 10. It definitely needs a lot of work.